Hello and greetings. Arcade Spirits is why we are here today. Let me get this off the screen. Before hopping into that, a very, very brief piece of community news. Hiatus in the future. This post, the body of it is only available to patrons. However, the gist is they're taking January off to kind of, you know, take a minute. But the assumption is at this point is that they will likely be returning in February, but there will be no January updates. Hello, Corincio. Welcome. Yes. So that is all for community news. No Homestuck Squared for the month of January. Oh, you didn't see this yet? Yeah. They're taking the month off again. Basically. Hiatus in the future makes it seem like they're just stopping. Like, the word hiatus rather than break makes it seem like they're not going to come back. But they've just said that they're taking the month of January off to kind of get some things together. And the assumption would be that they are going to return in February. But, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. So that is what's up with that. They've done this before, but phrasing it like that is worrying. I know. I wish I could. I don't want to, because they've set it to patrons only, I want to, like, respect that. Or I would just flash it up on screen. But if I log in another window, and I just take one last look at the wording, and see if I can summarize it a little more effectively. And was that the right password? That was the right password. Basically, yeah, they're not charging, of course, the same as when they've taken previous breaks. They're not charging for this month. Yeah, so they're, you know, to recharge and refresh and to do some reshuffling of tiers of the update schedule and bonus content. So that's what they're doing, which fully sounds to me like they just need a month to do that and not worry about having to update. So, yeah, they could have worded the title a little bit less ominously, but I'm pretty sure everything's fine. So, on that note, hello? There we go. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, Arcade Spirits. That is the thing we are gathered here to play. We're starting today the last chapter. The very last one. I'm really excited. I'm very excited. We ended off the last one with a bang, literally. They were really out here with, like, an actual fucking gun. Goddamn. A whole fucking lot. I have a feeling we have not seen the last of those ghost monsters, even though, like, despite all that's happened, I have the feeling we have not seen the last of them. Hello, Bango Gaming. Welcome. Tonight is the night we begin. The end. The beginning of the end. Yes, Yes, Arcade Spirits written by Stefan Gagne and Schumann. Level 8, Kill Screen. Also, not ominous. Wonderful. Oh, is it? Okay, is it on screen now? Sorry, I rushed into loading the file there. I should have given it a minute to catch up. Oh, everything will be super fine. I mean, like... I feel like this is not a game that's going to give us a tough love ending. But they're gonna throw some curveballs. 8 like Lord English in Frisco. Oh yes, Chapter 8. It is the distant future year 20XX, and... Oh, who am I kidding? I'll be lucky to make it 20X to 20XX plus 1 at this rate. I've had my strand of fate twisted back and forth so often, it feels like it could snap at any moment. Mired in depression at a supposed family curse, then lifted up by my amazing time at the Funplex, slammed back down by Dekonami, raised up again by Cyberslop HD 2.8 Cafe Project. And now descending farther due to a series of bad coincidences culminating in a Pier 6 brawl in which I got shot. But today, I'm back. Back to Cyberslop HD 2.8 Cafe and ready to work, despite being on crutches. Normally I have to mentally filter out the beeps and boops of a busy arcade, but not today. Aside from our regulars, nobody's here. Not exactly the sight I wanted to see on my grand return after heroically taking a bullet to the leg. Never gets old. It really doesn't. Yeah. Sometimes you just get shot, I guess. We're 3 days into this ambitious experiment, and it's already looking like a bust. Even with a reprieve from Mr. Fame, we couldn't hush the event up completely. The news of gang violence at a local arcade spread over social media like wildfire. Gavin had filled me in on all the details I missed while I was passed out. By the time the cops got here, both gangs were long gone, and the ghost monsters wiped our security footage on the way out the door. No arrests made, no evidence remaining. The only plus side? Sue and her ghost monsters apparently never came back. But even without them actively causing problems, that single day managed to smash our reputation. Okay, so we may not see them again. Better than the beeps and boops of a hospital. True. It's just so disappointing, unreasonable, frustrating, fucked up. I think that's really frustrating. That one hit me in the heart. I mean, as like out of all of them, yes, but frustrating is really just like, oh, all of it, yeah. Sometimes video games does cause violence. Fucked up if true. But it is true. It is fucked up. Fucked up. Frustrating fits for you. Well, you know, I ended up just being like, oh, fuck it, you know. I'm kind of feeling that one too. And we got a gutsy personality point, which actually does fit into our other highest personality trait. So we're still in it. We're still good. This entire situation is completely fucked up. I'd put my fist through a wall in rage if not for the fact that I have to pay for the drywall replacement myself. Those damn kids and their gangland throwdown ruined everything. Even without Defame's nuclear review looming over us, we're still losing. I don't honestly know how we can recover from this. If we could only get the good word out, somehow correct this PR disaster. Seated behind the ticket desk, with my crutches propped up nearby, light duty only for a week minimum, doctor's orders, I tried to mentally detangle this mess. Hey, Iris, are we? Yes, we're still trending negatively on social media, like the last 7 times you asked. Any luck with our security camera footage then? Anything that we could give to the police? It might help our public image to have someone to point blame at. Nope. It's totally wiped, and my file recovery system's failed. I guess that's to be expected when going up against cyber criminals. Like, they've even avoided bad press from the shooting. I haven't spotted the words ghost monsters in any of the articles I found about the attack. It's like they're ghosts, Iris, not the time. Well, not literally ghosts. I just mean they clean their tracks very effectively. Yeah, I got that. We did see them in their corporeal form, remember? At least that whole mess seems to be behind us. Now we just need to dig our way out of this hole. I sigh heavily as the burden sinks into my lungs, and before I can groan further, I hear footsteps approaching me. I lock my phone and pocket it before seeing who it is.
Greetings, friends.
Hello, Hamza, dearest investor. It is I, Hamza, here to discuss matters of great import with my good friend and worthy ally, Roxy Nitram. Hi, Hamza. I sense a distinct lack of energy in your greeting, likely due to your sorrowful state after being shot. Hobbling along on crutches isn't fun, no, but that's not the problem. It isn't fun, but no, that's not the problem. Regardless, you must always face the day with fire and purpose, Roxy Nitram.
Such is the iron will of Hamza.
Only with an absolute will of iron, strong and resilient against that which assails you, can you achieve the absolute victory in the world of arcade games. Pardon my lack of, fire. Just pondering how to deal with this reputation situation.
This displeases Hamza.
Indeed, those foul miscreants truly soiled our trousers of decency on opening day. Such misbegotten youth must pay for their insolence. What is your cunning plan for completely and utterly destroying them? I don't know if we're gonna go that way. I was thinking more along the lines of a PR campaign to rebuild public trust. Far less exciting, but Hamza will assist in any way possible. You hold within you tremendous power of persuasion. Hamza has witnessed this firsthand. Your people's skills are unmatched.
Perfection.
Believe in me who believes in you, and strike forth into this world to re-establish our business as one of sublime arcade majesty. Right. So, like, advertising or something? Hamza suspects you will require a grander statement than some mere billboard. The violent incident made a splash. You, my friend, must make a tsunami, one which will wash away the blood and leave us clean. If only such an opportunity would simply walk through those doors and lay its bounty before us, this could be a simple matter. Somebody's gonna walk through the fucking doors, like, right now. Hold that thought. We've got a customer. Hello, welcome to... Oh, wow. Nope. This is not who I wanted to show up. Nope. He's just being supportive. Hamza is great. This guy? Get your ass out of here. Hamza's face. Yeah, Hamza fucking loathes Dekonami and everything about his businesses. And rightfully fucking so. Good morning. Dekonami. Good day, Mr. Hold on, I'm trying to come up with your name. Hanson? Harrison? Something starting with an H. Please excuse Hamza, Roxy Nitram. I must return to my kitchen to be forcibly restrained by my chefs, lest I commit a crime against humanity. I mean, by all means, commit the crime against humanity. I don't think that could really do much to damage our reputation. Like, just fucking go for it. Fuck this guy. What an eccentric fellow. Ew. I stood there in silence and shock. I tried telling myself that this was just a bad fever dream from my wound, but no such luck. This was 100% real. I watch as Deco takes a look around the arcade, his smug grin ever present. I see his eyebrows arch as he takes note of the people, or rather the lack of people, here playing games.
Such a shame. Such a shame.
Can't say I'm surprised in the slightest. Why would anyone want to come to such a mediocre arcade when the premium Deco's Palace experience is available to them? I'd estimate you have, maybe a month at best before you close down. I'm looking forward to purchasing this land. Maybe I'll make it a fun zone. Or just a parking lot. Yes, a parking lot. And I shall call it the Nitro Memorial Parking Lot. It would be a fitting tribute. He is about to catch these fucking hands. Guys like this inspire violence. I mean, we did punch him. I want to end this man's everything and plant him in the middle of a forest to fend for himself. If this guy were to disappear, our problems would be solved. Exactly. Beat the shit out of him, pick him up, put him in the middle of a remote forest to fend for himself, and leave. I'm not dead yet. You opened an arcade in the middle of gang territory. It's a reasonable assumption you'll collect a few more bullets along the way. Nope. I can't handle this. Not today. What do you want, Mr. Nami? If you need tokens, the change machine's over there.
A pity, is it not?
Tokens. How quaint. Still no swipe cards, eh? Sadly, I'm not here to participate in your sad attempt at an esports community. Really, how can you hope to compete with so few games and such meager prizes? No, I'm here to make one final offer.
Am I not generous?
I hate him. This is against my better judgment, given the bad blood between us, but let it not be said that Deco Nami is an unforgiving or cruel person. No, but you are, fucker. Oh, yeah, hope everything is okay. Yeah, he's a big jerk. And I hate him. If you sign over ownership of this arcade to me, I'll spare your careers. Yes, even Miss Fairchild and Miss Wolf. I'm sure I can find something for them to do at one of my facilities.
Think about it.
You should count yourself lucky I'm even willing to do this. You get an opportunity few others who cross me are ever offered. If you don't agree to my terms, I'll stand idle and watch as everything burns down around you. You have my word on that. Okay, obviously I want to say no to this fabulous offer. But at what point do I cut my losses? Miss Francine believed in dreams, but she also believed in practicality and trade-offs. Am I ready to give up everything so that I have something resembling a future? No, fuck this guy. We're gonna fight this. And, you know, if we go down, we go down fighting. Fuck this guy. I got an A in the chat. No, I'm never giving up on my dreams. Of course I'm not giving up. I mean, seriously, I had so many opportunities to jump ship prior to this. Why would I bail this close to the end? Fuck him and fuck his cane. Oh god, that pretentious, massive jewel. It's probably just a giant piece of glass. No, now get the fuck out of my arcade. I'm afraid I must follow my own dreams, Mr. Nami. My resolve remains I refuse your offer, or only if I get insert long list of unreasonable demands here. Not unreasonable, but impossible. So, I'm leaning on 1 or 3. I really want to tell him to get the fuck out of the arcade, actually. Like, we could... Because, like, he doesn't... It doesn't matter if we keep it polite with him. So... Middle 2? Okay. So you're leaning on middle 2. Yeah. Resolve remains, I refuse your offer. Or... Afraid I must follow my own dreams. You can tell him to fuck it off if you want. It's just like... I think... You also like 1 or 3? Yeah, I think telling him to fuck off right to his face would be one of those, like... living vicariously, like there's never in a million years I would get the guts to do this in real life, so I'm gonna do it in this video game because fuck you. Yeah, I'm gonna live vicariously through our dear Roxy Nitram and tell this guy to shove it up his ass because it's what he deserves. No, now get the fuck out of my arcade. No, and no, and no, and no. So if that's the only reason you're here, well, you're not a paying customer, are you? Would you kindly get the fuck out of my arcade before I call the police? Why do they keep calling the... Y'all. I see. So you remain a foolish child at heart.
So be it.
So be it. I guess I'll just have to settle for buying the burnt-out husk of your business once it ultimately collapses around you. I think you underestimate the damage being associated with the criminal element can do, Mr. Nitram. It's enough to ruin even the mightiest of arcades. Oh, and I doubt the ghost monsters have forgotten you. They will return, and they will make matters far worse for you. That just makes me even more suspicious that there's some association between them. Like, she gets fucked up on the first day, and then they're talking about taking orders and shit. And then he mentions them by name and says they'll be back. Like, And immediately, I take notice. Play it cool, play it cool. Don't let on, just test the waters. Really? Ghost monsters? I thought that game was called Lovely Chainsaw or something.
A foolish fool.
Yes, ghost monsters. Sadly, they insist on naming themselves after that absurd ancient video game reference. Full of the childish, immature... He shakes it off quickly enough, refocusing on me. Right, because their names are... after Pac-Man. Foolish fool. What does it mean? He shakes it off quickly enough, refocusing on me. But enough banter. I believe I'll take my leave. I'll not see you again, Mr. Nitram. I'll let my lawyers handle purchasing what little remains of you. Good day. Once he's out of earshot and well beyond the confines of the arcade, I pull out my phone to verify something. Iris, you checked all the news articles about the shooting, right? Oh, yes, I analyzed them all. Do you need me to pull up a specific one? Just confirm something for me. The ghost monsters were never mentioned by name in any of them, right? Yes, it seems Sue's friends are good at covering their tracks. Why? This is it. This is the chance we need. Admittedly, it's a slim chance, but at this point, I'll take what I can get. Message everyone. I'm calling another Waketrip conspiracy. Hooray! Ooh, you're all fired up. Okay, message is sent. Yeah, exactly. None of the news articles, so how the fuck would he have known that it was ghost monsters? I think he got his fingerprints all the fuck over this. Vengeful bastard. I'll need everyone's help to fill in the gaping holes in my plan, but at least now I have a plan. It's time for one last-ditch effort to save Cyberslop HD 2.8 Cafe. Did he just let slip a secret? Mayhaps. Mayhaps. Hamza's restaurant in the back of the arcade made for an ideal gathering place. We picked out one of the largest tables, one where we could easily speak to each other. Calm has returned once more, after the very sight of Dekonami caused a red mist of rage to descend upon Hamza.
Revel in the splendor.
Can Hamza interest anyone in the finest of spicy buffalo wings, or perhaps a diet soda? I'm good, thanks. Sure, I'll have a soda. Yum. This was it. This was where we'd make our last stand. I looked around the room, at everyone, at all my friends, and nodded to each of them, determinedly. This dude sabotage you intending to make you desperate and buy out? Imagine my shock. Yeah, and like... It absolutely sounds like something he would do after he did, like, the man who fucking preyed on a mourning... a person who was mourning the loss of their mother and bought out the business, knowingly buying it for much less than it was worth. Like, love how iconic, well, the icons are like neon light style faces. Yeah, the face icons next to the text looks really cool. It is awful. Yeah, it's fucked up. It's real fucked up. This is a fucked up, sad little man that we are dealing with. Okay, I know things are rough, but I've got, let's say, a good 60 to 80% of a plan for how we can turn things around. Like, we can all agree what happened wasn't our fault, yes? Someone else screwed us over. Every problem we face could be traced back to them. The ghost monsters and lovely chainsaw may be to blame, but the court of public opinion puts the blame squarely on our shoulders. Our venue is tainted by their actions. We can cry foul all we like, but if there's even a chance of violence returning to our doorstep, it'll keep customers away. Ugh, it's a real bummer. We haven't seen any families here since opening day. Parents just aren't willing to take their children somewhere that's known for being dangerous. Actually, I wasn't talking about the gangs. Today I learned who our true enemy is, and that person is Dekonami. Dekonami! The beast that wears human skin, yes, surely he is to blame. Hamza is admittedly uncertain as to how, but Hamza is also perfectly willing to go along with this idea. Earlier when he was taunting me, he slipped, mentioning the ghost monsters by name. Except those hackers keep their noses clean. They left us with no proof that they were even involved, thanks to our security cameras being wiped. The cops didn't go after them. The news didn't identify them. So how did Deco know about them? Answer: Deco hired the ghost monsters to ruin our opening day.
What?
What? Seriously? In hindsight, it should have been obvious. I blame myself for not seeing it sooner. Far too many coincidences to be otherwise, and the fact that they only started wreaking havoc once Mrs. Defame showed up to bear witness. I can see what you're throwing down, Roxy. Sue and her friends didn't seem awful at first. I remember talking to... Whoops, hit the spacebar too early. I remember talking to Clyde. They were very nice and friendly. And then Mrs. Defame showed and... Oh my gosh, wait, do you think Mrs. Defame is involved? Considering she was willing to hold back her review, I don't think she's knowingly involved. But Deco may have gotten wind she'd be showing up and took advantage. Sombra? Oh, which one? Reminds you of Sombra.
What if?
But you don't think Deco would stoop that low, right? Hiring some random street gang to mess with us? Would he? Oh, he would. He's a spiteful bastard. Of course he'd try to ruin our opening day. The only reason he didn't destroy Miss Francine was out of some weird sort of gentlemanly respect for a fellow elder business owner. Oh, Sue, the leader of Pac-Man. The leader of the Pac-Men. But to Deco Nami, Roxy is basically pawn scum. Thanks. To be fair, I doubt he orchestrated the bullet-riddled finale of the event. That pushes plausibility. True, he wouldn't have even needed a shooting to ruin us. The negative review alone would have done the job. Being even slightly associated with a gang would have been awful. If Mrs. Defame reported us as a hotbed of teenage chaos, a living reenactment of Lord of the Flies, it'd spell doom even without bullets flying around. I guess we're lucky she held her review back. We're waiting to see these guys. The problem is, we have no proof of this, do we? No way to tie Deco back to the ghost monsters other than him slipping up and mentioning them to Roxy. I doubt he'd ever admit this on the record. So cute their face. Bless you for my life, Ashley. Yes, Ashley's wonderful. Iris hasn't been able to dig up any digital evidence, although there's our eyewitness testimony, which should be enough to warrant some investigation. But for some reason, that doesn't seem to be enough for the police. See, y'all keep talking about, ooh, I'll call the cops, as if that's gonna solve shit, but like, are they solving shit for you? No, because... ACAB. I know a few of the local cops and how they think. If they're not looking into the ghost monsters, odds are they're actually looking into the ghost monsters quietly. Which admittedly doesn't help us in clearing our name. And it's too much to hope that Deco simply confesses to orchestrating the incident which ruined us.
Come on!
Ugh, that slimy bastard's not getting away with this. I'll beat the truth out of him if I have to. Would you please? Thank you so much. Would appreciate that greatly. As amusing as that would be, I wouldn't suggest it, love. We need to be smart about this and undermine him rather than take the direct approach. You mentioned having most of a plan, Roxy. Care to elaborate? Well, if Deco won't confess his sins, then we need the next best thing. We need his henchmen to flip on him. See, I sensed some tension from Deco about the ghost monsters. He called them childish and immature. There may be some bad blood between them. How about we break up their partnership? My plan is to track down the ghost monsters, get them to turn on their employer, and confess to their crimes. Once the media hears it from Sue herself that the incident was all thanks to Deco's scheming, it'll clear the good name of Cyberslob HD 2.8 Cafe. The great name of Cyberslob HD 2.8 Cafe. This plan is foolproof. Okay, but what if you talk... No, it's not. I can see so many ways that could go wrong. I'm answered with a myriad of blank stares and blinks. Don't everybody congratulate me all at once now. Okay, so this isn't really me criticizing, but your plan, kinda sucks. You want us to track down a bunch of hackers we already can't find and then ask them politely to betray the guy who's paying them a lot of money? Between this and the shooting, I'm worried your health insurance premiums are about to go through the roof, Roxy. That's why I said it was maybe 60% of a good plan. Look, we don't have a lot of options, people. Right now, the only ones who can save us are the ones who ruined us, Deco and Sue. I'm confident that if I can find Sue and talk to her, I can get her to see reason. Didn't you ban them from the arcade and tell Sue you never wanted to see her again? Okay, so we didn't start off on the right foot. But I'm willing to put money on myself for turning that around.
Doubtful.
I have my doubts, I'm afraid. This hinges on our ability to find Sue. Find an unfindable bunch of ghosts, ones Iris can't even track down. And that's where you all come in. All options are on the table. I want to hear your ideas for how we find Deco's hired goons. Let's fill in the other 40% of my plan and make this happen. some water for a moment. Oh, whoops, I forgot. I didn't actually read that line yet. And awkward glances back and forth are all I get in return. I get why they're concerned. This is the slimmest of hopes, the narrowest of margins. I'm asking them to follow me on a hunch. But I know this can be done. I know I can get Sue to give us the dirt we need to clear our name. Heck, some days it feels like all I do is talk my way through problems. If that's my one special skill, I'm going to rely on it for this final conflict. Now, if we could just find her. For that, I need their help. And that means I need to motivate them like a true leader would. Come on, do we want to just let Deco beat us? Let's think outside the box, way outside. We can outthink, outwit, and outmatch Deco. If we can't stop him, Deco's going to ruin our dreams. I kind of like the third one. But I'm open to suggestions. Shall have some more water in the meantime. It's all good. You like the last two? Not the last one though. Yeah, I don't like the last one either. Last two? Okay. We can outthink, outwit, and outmatch Deco. I look around and I see the best and brightest in the arcade world has to offer. Engineers, thinkers, problem solvers, brilliant minds. Deco is ruled by his spite and his bitterness. We can be smarter than that, better than that. We can find a way to turn his weaknesses against him. Finding an unfindable gang? I think we can do it. Unseat an arcade tyrant? I know we can do it. All I need from you is to take this seriously and lend me your aid. Work the problem with me. Are you ready? You know it. I've solved cosplay challenges before. Solving this one will be a piece of cake. Obviously, I'm ready and willing to take on this task. You only need to ask. It'll be a complicated dance, but I'm willing to step to the beat of success. Hell yeah. Pog champs and pro gamers. Everyone nods in agreement, and I can even see some smiles start to appear. We're all on board. Now, just to determine the how of the plan. Decision. Oh god. Decision. Finding the ghost monsters.
Perhaps.
At the risk of stating the obvious, why don't we talk to the police about this? They've proven unhelpful so far, but if we go down to the station and fully explain our situation, we may be able to gain the information we need. No, we're not choosing this option, because, as stated last week, would not like to see the police do a hate crime in my video game. I know from the way that all this narrative text has been going that this game does not write the police that way. But I don't care, there's no fucking way we're going to the police on this. Yeah, maybe if we just go and fully explain our situation. Nah, you know what happened in real fucking life? You do that, they'll laugh in your face. And send you packing out the door. If they don't fucking harm you before you get the chance to leave. Like, I feel this would be a reasonably steady course of action. I'm not certain about showing up and just asking for them to open their files for us, but you're correct. The police would have the information we need. Except cybercrime is a sticky situation. You have to control leaks. If they're looking into the ghost monsters, they won't just tell us outright. The key is talking to the right people. I know most of the cops at Ben and Matt's donut shop by name, and I know one friendly officer that'll help us. Teo, no.
Nope, no way.
Why get the cops involved? We already know someone who got an axe to grind against Sue and her buddies, or rather a chainsaw. Oh my god! This is also horrible. Don't re-involve the other fucking gang.
Ooh.
Oh, that's right, Queen Bee. We can ask the lovely Chainsaw Gang. They'll be easier to find, and would probably be thrilled to divulge all the dirt they have on the ghost monsters. Or they'll carve us up with switchblades. Could go either way. I'll admit this is a super gutsy move, but if we pull it off, we don't need to involve the authorities at all. This whole situation's a bit too sticky for my liking. Cops and robbers? No thank you. Although, the alternative I'm about to suggest may be stickier still. Ashley and Queen Bee said fuck cops. Hell yeah. Roxy first met the ghost monsters at Deco's palace, yes? They're regulars there. So we investigate Deco's palace to find someone who knows Sue and her mates. If we can find a good friend of hers and make them understand why we need to speak with Sue, well, it goes a ways to mending fences with the ghost monsters if we approached on friendly and diplomatic terms, yes? I'm pretty sure if I showed my face at Deco's palace, it'd get smashed into paste by his private security goons. But my face wouldn't! Deco doesn't know me. I was Funplex adjacent rather than a Funplex regular. And I think the last time I set foot in a Deco's palace was years ago, so I could wander in freely with Juniper. Yeah, we could slip in and ask around about Sue, without anybody even noticing. I'd say this kindly strategy is an honest appeal to those who may know her. What could be more cordial?
Definitely.
If she's got a single friend in that place, I'll find them. It's a daring mission in enemy territory, but for you, Roxy, I'll do it. What are you looking at me for? I don't have any ideas. I mean, well, you could try Googling for her accounts. Googling TM. They couldn't just replace it with internet search. I'm reasonably sure Iris already tried that. Iris? Yep. I even used Yahoo, Bing, AltaVista, and WebCrawler. I have no idea what half of those are. Okay, but that's not really what I meant. I mean checking online forums for arcade enthusiasts. She loves arcades, right? Maybe she may have an account on there. I've been rejoining online communities lately to try and open up to like-minded folks and socialize a bit more on my own terms. She's gotta be lurking in one of those places. Oh, wait, I know! If we can't passively search for her, we can actively call her out. As much as I hate internet trolls, they do get results. If we taunt the ghost monsters online, well, I'm positive Sue's the sort of person who looks herself up constantly, right?
A winner is you.
Of course, and with my help, we can establish fake accounts to spread the messages so far and wide that she can't miss it. I'd suggest we use a public internet access point to keep it from being traced back to Cyberslop HD 2 Moy Day Cafe, though. Ooh, road trip. Road trip! I can tell from Gavin's wincing at this that he's not a fan. But he's not a fan of Iris in general, so... I like this plan, Miss Naomi. It's pretty quirky, but it just might work. Well, I did say I wanted options. Involving the cops after all the semi-shady things we've done is risky, so is provoking a rival gang of armed hooligans. But so is infiltrating Deco's palace. So is... Okay, posting a few troll messages isn't that risky given how many social media companies actually adore trolls and nurture them for advertising dollars. But it could annoy Sue. What's the best path forward? But before I can decide, Juniper raises her hand. All of these sound great, but... Roxy, you're still recovering from an injury. The less moving around you do, the more likely you'll heal nice and quick. You can't go gallivanting around the city chasing down rumors about ghost monsters today. I'm just on crutches. I'm not on an iron lung or anything. I'm still mobile. Light duty only. Doctor's orders, remember? But I have a solution to this conundrum. It's simple and super effective. Let us do this for you. You'd have to tackle all of these problems since joining the Funplex yourself. Why not step back and let us handle this one? Well, okay, but I need to be there when we finally confront Sue. Well, yeah, bro, you literally got shot. While you're out and about, I guess I'll get some rest so I'm ready for tonight. Sound good? Oh, so they're determined to make this happen in one day? Damn. I was like, alright, you give it some time, you can pull this shit together. Y'all think all this shit is gonna fall into your plate today? Now that is ambitious. I mean, it's gonna happen because of the video game, but like... Sounds good. These are my friends. I trust them entirely. So now the only question is, which plan do I want to give my Roxy seal of approval? Okay, so the first two, I am going to immediately say no. We already immediately said no. To Gavin and Teo. Oh, so these say as. So, you know, Roxy's stepping back, but do we get to, like, actually play as some of the NPCs now? Maybe they're not NPCs in the end. Because we get to play as them. Exciting. Gotta get it together in less than a week, at least. Yeah. Everything leading up to Cascade happened in one day, so why not? Yeah. Rival Gang is a hard maybe, but I respect your decision. Yeah, I think that re-involving the people who brought a fucking gun into your establishment is not a great idea. I don't think that sounds very smart, personally. Infiltrate Deco's palace or troll the internet. Infiltrating Deco's palace seems like... Infiltrate trolling sounds weak. Yeah! You took the words right out of my mouth. That's basically what, you know, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Like, the trolling thing is like asking for them to do the work for you. And you can't, you can't depend on that. Infiltrating Deco's palace, we know, you know, fairly certain there's an association between them and Deco. We already met Sue and a bunch of the others in that one specific location. So we know at the very least that one specific location he invited us to dinner to, they frequent that location. So we know that for sure. And... you know, it's just a more... it's the most humane approach. And it is the kindly option as well, so that, you know, is also a plus. Okay. I feel like we're fairly well decided. Infiltrate Deco's palace as Juniper and Percy. I think our best bet is to keep things quiet. Not involve the police or criminals or troll the internet. Yes, thereby involving everyone on the fucking forum. Just ask around for some of Sue's friends. Juniper, Percy, you two head off to Deco's palace and see what you can learn. It's less likely to backfire. At worst, you get arrested for loitering around the place, or you get your butts kicked by security, I guess. Right. We'd best move along then. You can count on me, Roxy. Plus person. Simp emoji. That's right. He could count on me. Always. We are... Juniper. Yeah, boy! This is cool. I'm loving this late game, mixing it up. Roxy and I have been best friends for years, and would be BFFs for many years to come. I knew I'd be by his side forever and a day. Okay, so I wouldn't be by his side today. I'd be at Deco's palace looking for clues like a teenage mystery sleuth, but I was by his side in spirit. Roxy's always solving these problems for his other friends at the arcade, always going on wild adventures and getting in trouble, all while I stayed on the sidelines. But now, it's time for Juniper's Day in the Sun. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, girl, you go. I love her. Twitch don't ban me. God. Yeah, that whole thing is sure is something. Or Juniper's Day under the fluorescent tube lighting, anyway. I've never been to Deco's palace before. I went to Las Vegas once, though, and this place very much resembles a bad off-strip casino. Pulsating lights flashing everywhere, the constant chirps from the games, and not to mention that heavy smell like greasy fried chicken. Y'all, I'm fucking hungry. I'm making a sandwich after stream today. Oh my god, I did have a snack before I got on stream, but it wasn't very big. But it was like, I played some Stardew Valley. I have a multiplayer farm with some friends, and we were playing Stardew Valley, and we finally got to make jelly, and we were like, yay, jelly! And I was like, peanut butter and jelly sandwich sounds really good right now. And I was like, oh god, I'm actually really fucking hungry. Oh no. Hydrate. Will do. Ooh, you're into the endgame content. Yeah, our farm is... we're still in the first year. We started it a while ago, and then we kind of fell out of meeting regularly, and now we're back on it again. So we're still in the first year. But yeah, once 1.5 hits the Switch, then I initially bought Stardew on Switch, and then I bought it on computer for the express purpose of being able to play, like, doing online stuff with people, and, like, maybe playing around with mods. But my file on my Switch, that has, I think, like 100 hours in it, which I know is like baby talk in terms of Stardew Valley hours. But that one, I could get into some endgame. You do need to play that game. It is excellent. I mean, at your leisure, you know, you don't have to, but it is very good. It's super, super, super well done. Yeah, it is quite excellent. Oh, I haven't played it on my Switch file in, like, God, probably like a year. Like, basically, I played a shitload of Stardew Valley. In the beginning, because it was one of the very first games I bought for my Switch, and it was kind of the only game I had on it for a bit. And then I got Splatoon, and then I spent like so much fucking time in Splatoon. And then I got Animal Crossing. Now I spend all my time in Animal Crossing. That's how it goes. Hey, you have Switch version 2? Sweet. Hell yeah. Anyway. Yes, Stardew Valley is good, and Juniper is waiting patiently for us to continue. Not a pleasant aroma, is it? I noticed you wrinkling your nose. I don't really like junk food. I mean, it's all you can swing when you're poor and don't have much free time, but I prefer cooking proper meals myself, you know? But the target demographic of Deco's Palace adores anything deep-fried and or coated in sugar, you see. So, have you given any thought to how we'll track down someone who knows our elusive, ghostly friends, then? Simple. It's process of elimination. We're looking for teenagers, right? So we can rule out any kids or adults here. You will have it after this conversation. if you don't own it at all yet, I would highly recommend going for PC over Switch. Because it's still an excellent game on the Switch, but on the PC you can mod it, and also there is some detectable like clunkiness in the controls between converting it from a mouse and keyboard game to strictly a controller game. You're deep fried and immediately pictured distorted images. Ah, true. Oh, it also, Stardew Valley goes on sale on Steam, like, fairly, with, like, decent regularity. So that is another thing to consider. If you wait for it to go on sale, it will definitely go on sale at some point within the next few months, like, most likely. Actually, is Steam still? Steam is still doing winter holiday sales right now, and I would not be surprised if Stardew is on sale on Steam, like, literally at the moment. I think their holiday sale ends on, like, January 5th. Yeah. Yes, thank you for corroborating, currency. January 5th, yeah. You always prefer PC Minecraft. Yeah, that's another one that's, like, definitely just better in its original Java form. We're looking for teenagers, right? So we can rule out any kids or adults here. Plus, Sue and her friends are delinquents. We find some young miscreants, we'll find our contact. They also wear matching fucking uniforms in bright-ass colors. They have a very distinct aesthetic and stick out from a crowd. You could hang out here for a little bit and, like, not even have to talk to anyone. You would fucking know when they showed up. So you're suggesting we wander up to random dangerous-looking teenagers and just start asking them?
Correctamundo.
It's foolproof. I don't know about that one. Yes, well, if I may suggest something a bit more rigorous in terms of a scientific approach. Before Sue and her friends started running wild at Cyberslop HD 2.8 Cafe. It's Cyberpunk, Jesus fucking Christ, not that shit. Not that fucking game. She seemed to express an interest in my Mr. Moopy game. Apparently, Deco's Palace has a version of the game that she'd already mastered, one which is strikingly different. I think I should start my search there. Perhaps a fellow Moopy aficionado would recognize Sue and be willing to talk about her. Yeah, and that was, we had that conversation with her, but like, hey, why don't you hop down to the Funplex? We have an original Moopy machine, before we knew that she was occasionally paid by Deco to fuck over his competition. Yes, walking up to random teenagers like, how do you do, fellow teens? God. The version you don't actually play. Yeah, it's basically, from what I gathered, it was like, it's the timing of like one button. It's the timing of one button push versus like actually controlling the character the whole way through. Okay, you hang around Moopy. I'll poke around elsewhere and see what I can find. Text me if you hit pay dirt. Very well, I'll be in touch. Okay. A bar. Never made this before special. The old moldy. Diet water. Stinky drinky. And literally just napkins in a cup. Wow. That sure is an excellent selection. $10 on Steam right now? Ah, see? Always goes on sale. Quite regularly goes on sale. I asked around, but either nobody had heard of Sue, or they went kind of quiet and made an excuse to leave after I mentioned her name. Thought about, like, chasing down some of the folks who seem to know something, but maybe I'm just not gutsy enough. I don't get it. Roxy makes this sort of thing look so easy. I thought we could just roll on up to Deco's Palace, find someone who looks cyberpunky, get the info, bing, bang, boom, done. Instead, I'm nursing a watery iced tea at a soda fountain and poking at a basket of french fries, after complaining about the greasy junk food, of course. Well, do you? Huh? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was asking if you wanted a refill on your iced tea. Oh, no, I'm good. Hey, do you know a young woman named Sue by any chance? Built this tall lavender hair, likes Moopy? I have other customers to attend to, excuse me. Well, poop butts. I think that asking the staff is not the best idea. Because if the staff are sided with Deco, they're gonna let him know that there's people poking around asking about his lackeys. Why is the stink drink $43? Gotta charge extra for the stink. God. Reminds me of a cursed Griffin McElroy quote. Very beginning of their Ballad of Bigfoot episode. You'll know it when you hear it. What number is that? If you know the number, I can find it faster, I think. That way, because they're sorted by number on Radio Public. I use Radio Public to listen to podcasts. Bartender sus? Well, it sounds like that's been the exact same reaction that she's been getting from every single person she talks to. Maybe I've struck out. I'll admit I didn't have much of a plan going into this one. I've never had much of a plan, really. Oh, it's Taz, not Mabim. Okay. Would much appreciate. Actually, I don't know if they have Taz on Radio Public. I'd imagine they do. Just like any of their other podcasts. Any of the other brother casts that they've done. Oh, there's something in my eye! Okay, no, I think we're good. See, the real solution is to just never touch your eyes. Ever. It's always a horrible idea for a lot of reasons. Okay. It was very much an independent story. I couldn't even work up the nerve to leave that awful job until Roxy gave me his approval. Like, I couldn't lay out my own plan for my life. Being an independent artist is hard work, but at least now I have something resembling a plan for my life. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it. I think that's why I admire Roxy. Okay, so he needs a nudge now and then to get moving, but once he does get the lead out, nothing stands in his way. I need that kind of energy if I'm going to succeed today. I need to not just sit on my butt eating french fries. Those also sound really good right now. I think I'm hungrier than I initially thought I was. I gotta get out there and make this happen. A notification from my phone snatched my attention just as I was getting off my bar stool. Possible lead. Meet me at the Moopy game. This is it. My time to shine. Let's make it happen, Juniper. All I plan is sitting on my butt eating french fries. Okay, so that's a scene switch. It is precisely midnight, which means this is an ideal time to take 5 for just a hot minute. Ready to keep revving on. Whoops. No, that's not what I'm looking for. What the fuck am I doing? There. Okay, so, history, because I accidentally clicked too fast. Okay, I'm actually gonna have a sip of water first. Okay. It takes seconds for me to get there. I can see Percy standing near some weird touchscreen version of Moopy's Magic Maze, Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze, which is being played by a little girl standing on a step stool.
I did it! I did it!
And if you hit the button, it makes the wizard man eat all the dots. Impressive. You've got wonderful timing, Miss Tia.
Thank you.
Thanks, mister. Ah, Miss Tia, this is my friend, Miss Juniper. Juniper, Miss Tia here was telling me all about her best friend, Miss Sue.
What?
She was?
Definitely.
I mean, yes, I see. Sue, right. Okay, this isn't what I expected. I figured any friend of Sue's had to be some rough and tumble punk, not like a cute little package of smiles and sunshine. How does the leader of a gang of thugs end up friends with a kindergartner? Well, you know, maybe aside from, you know, being paid lackeys to a giant corporation, she treats children with dignity. Two Flower, hello! Welcome! Welcome, welcome. We are currently sneakily investigating Deco's palace. Yes, thank you for stopping by. We are on the final chapter. Still, this was my chance. I had to go for it. Let's see, how would Roxy handle introductions? Hi, Miss Tia. I'm a mystery. I'm very pleased to meet you, and I hope we can be friends. Hello, and how old are you exactly? Oh my god. I kind of like the middle one. I feel like it's cute. Glad to be here for the big finish. Yeah. Yeah, I'm very excited to see how things will turn out. Thoughts and opinions before I click away. I mean, like, click on the middle option, not click off the screen. Of course. Seems good. Seems good. I'm very pleased to meet you, and I hope we can be friends. Okay, time to put those years of babysitting practice to good work. Hello, Miss Tia. My name is Miss Juniper, and I'm very pleased to meet you. I hope we can be friends.
Hello.
I like making friends, unless you steal people's prize tickets. Those people are no good. I wasn't planning to. Okay, then we'll be friends. So, how do you know Miss Sue? Oh, Miss Tia was telling me that her brother is the chap we've come to know as Inky. Ah. I see. Is he around right now? The last thing we need is for one of the ghost monsters to notice us interrogating his sister for information. No, I'm here with my big sister, but she got bored and went off to talk with her friends and drink milkshakes. We come to this arcade lots and lots. My brother usually ignores me too, but Miss Sue is always very nice to me and tells great jokes. And she loves Moopy. She can make the wizard man eat all the dots every time. She taught me how to do it.
Yay!
You just gotta kick the game right here, and it'll look all funny for a moment, and then munch, 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 he'll eat the dots right up. Oh, so her trick isn't timing. She just kicks the... Okay. I see. Well, Miss Tia, I was hoping to talk to Miss Sue today. Do you know where she is, or maybe your brother?
It's a secret.
I'm not supposed to tell nobody. Miss Sue said it was a secret. Okay, Juniper, time to use those powers of persuasion. Yeah, she quote-unquote hacks the game. What would Roxy do in this situation? I want to be friends with Miss Sue too, but a secret's no fun if you don't share it. Or what if Percy teaches you movie tricks? I think I like the first one. I feel like the second one is not teaching a very good message. Gonna wring this child's trust into betraying her friend. I mean, I do believe the plan is technically not intended to screw Sue over. It's intended to screw Deco. Ooh, you like 3. Okay. But mostly because it's funnier. Interesting. Okay. Second one is a bad message, yeah. Well, do y'all wanna go see the funnier one? or we'll keep poking the... Just wanted to be good pals. Actually, it's some water, and I'm just gonna take off my sweater for a minute. Oh, it is warm in here. For once. It's always freezing in my room. You also want to see Percy show genuine skill to this child, so it would be funny and wholesome, a teachable moment. Fair? Okay. Yeah. Let's grab that one then. What if Percy teaches you more movie tricks? I know! Mr. Percy can teach you even more about Moopy the Wizard Man. Would those tricks work on this machine? We shall see. Likely not, but we can also, like, low-key advertise the arcade, our own arcade to this kid. Be like, we have the fancier, nicer version. Does he have hacks? Does he? I don't think he trades stock. I don't know if he has hacks. I know that Ashley does, and Naomi. And I don't know how to play this version of Moopy. Oh, well... Version? Oh yes, there are so many different kinds of Moopy games out there. There's the original arcade classic, this modern update, handheld games, strategy card games, board games. I like board games! Great! Percy will give you his copy of the Moopy board game.
Pardon me?
He will? Oh, Juniper! You want that movie card game? Fuck yeah. But it's vintage and it's still in its original packaging. Mr. Percy is very generous. I suppose he is then. Very well. I'll give you my Moopy board game if you tell us about Sue. I mean, I feel like he's probably got the funds to grab another one. I don't know. Okay, I'm feeling very weird about tricking a little girl at this point. Roxy sent us here so we could be friendly and diplomatic. Even if it'd be super easy to dupe this kid, I should be a little more honest. Miss Tia, the thing is, someone's being very mean to my friend, Mr. Roxy, and we're hoping Miss Sue can help us. That's really why we want to talk to her. We want to be friends with Miss Sue, so she'll help us against this bully. Maybe she won't want to help, but we have to try. Mr. Roxy believes in being kind to people. That's why he sent us here, to find someone who's friends with Miss Sue so we can make all of this better again. Would you be willing to help us? If you don't want to, that's okay. We'd understand. I don't know. You seem nice, but... You got a super duper double pinky swear promise that you just want to be friends with Miss Sue before I tell you. My smile is a bit forced as I extend my pinky finger. Ugh. Slams the kid's head on the table. Yeah. Jeez, I feel a little bad about tricking a kid as well. But, these are the options. Especially if, our bold protagonist seems like he really wants this to be done, like, today as soon as possible kind of thing. Understandable. My smile is a bit forced as I extend my pinky finger. I hate coercing a kid into this sort of thing, but what else can I do? We don't have any other leads. I super duper double pinky swear promise. Okay. There's an really old arcade where my brother and Sue and her friends all hang out. It's not too far from my home, and it's got so many games in it. Percy gets his phone out and starts trying to figure out the address based on her description of the area. I'm just relieved to be out of the spotlight as he translates from Little Girl Ease into Workable Map Ease. Huh. Says here that it's a warehouse owned by Nostalgia Commodities. It's a super big house with one huge room, a really tall ceiling, and stairs and stuff.
Quite good.
Sounds accurate. Very well. Shall we depart? I'm sure Mr. Roxy is eager to make friends with Miss Sue. Since we're friends and stuff now, you know Sue isn't her real name, right? Not her whole name, I mean. Oh, is this sweet child offering us more information than we are initially asking for? Thank you.
It's a secret.
Her name's a secret, so... I can't ask this poor girl to divulge any more secrets. I already feel a bit weird about this. But she motions for me to kneel down anyway, so she can whisper. Her name is... Wow. Oh, so we don't get to know. Okay, fine. Wow. Pardon? Okay, I gotta go find my big sister. Bye! What was that about? I think I just figured out a lot of what's going on. I'll tell you on the way back to Cyberslup HD 2.8 Cafe. God. I thought I was over that, but like it still just hits whenever they pull it out. Not only did we learn where Miss Sue, or Sue, was hiding out, but we may have just been handed a heck of a plot twist. John Cena! Yes. Blast that music. It was a spoiler and we'll hear it later. Yes, that is... I feel like we will find it out eventually. That is my hunch. Yes, being handed a heck of a plot twist, I feel like we shall eventually know. I'm continually proud of coming up with that name. It's an absolute charmer. I can't wait to get home and divulge this info to Roxy, and now that I think about it, I'm glad I can help out my BFF. Roxy means a lot to me. We've been friends for years, and hopefully for many more years to come. All we have to do is get past this teensy-weensy little bump in the road, right? Just like stop a megalomaniacal arcade czar from ruining all our hopes and dreams using nothing more than a street address and a name. I'm betting he will want Ashley at his side when they confront Sue, of course, and that's okay. I've had enough excitement for one day. I just hope that I did enough to give Roxy the winning edge, or it'll be game over for us all. Better figure something out. Okay. I believe we are back in the shoes of one Roxy Natrum. I awaken to the sounds of pain. More specifically, the groans of pain escaping from my own throat. Apparently, getting shot in the leg hurts. Hurts a lot. And sleeping on the second-hand employee couch probably not the finest choice either. It was probably not the finest choice for rest. The nap was a definite necessity, however. I'm not operating at full speed anymore, and won't for a few weeks to come, but sleep didn't make my muscles less achy. If anything, I've got a headache on top of it. Joy of joys. Oh, I hate when that happens. Wakes up every day with glass bones and paper skin. But right now, I've got 99 problems and my physical condition ain't one. The fate of Cyberslop HD 2.8 Cafe is what matters most.
Beep beep.
Beep beep, Roxy. You should probably be getting up now. I'm up. Oh, goody. So, have you given any thought to how you're going to win over Sue's favor once you go confront her? Well, usually I just sort of stumble through these things and decide stuff like that on the fly. Ooh, that's no good. You know those intense identity situations I've been tracking? The ones where you can't take certain approaches that don't mesh with your personality? What, like where I can't crack wise if I'm not a jokey type person? Well, it's not so much that you can't, more that you shouldn't try something that goes against who you are as a person. People will see right through it. You're welcome. Yes. Thank you. It is a heck of an arcade name. It was a team effort. For sure. It all yes, it's a zinger, all right. And I'm betting Sue will know if you're play acting at something you aren't. This will be a super intense identity situation, only one way through. When the time comes, you're going to have to take a stand based on your highest personality score. Okay, that is still kindly, correct? It is. Oh, not more numbers and systems. These items, there's too many prices and values. It's for your own good, Roxy. I'm just trying to help you make decisions that will save Cyberslop HD 2.8 Cafe. And that means being true to your spirit. And what's that mean? And what's that mean exactly? According to my calculations, right now your best bet for how to convince Sue is to be kindly. Most streamers end up with the kindly ending. I see. Yeah, I'm interested in doing a couple of replays to explore the other scenes and other endings as well. Sweetborn Hella Jeff reference. Yes. Bring in the Sweetborn Hella Jeff. But yes, kindly. With a little teeny little smiley face. You've done a great job opening your heart to others and getting them to empathize with you. Do that with Sue and she'll be your friend in no time. Uh-huh. And if I don't want to take that approach? It's a bit late to change who you are as a person, Roxy. Remember, my numbers and scores only help me understand who you are. Who you are is who you've chosen to be. It's a causal relationship. But with the help of your friends, you can maybe get some ideas, nudge things around a bit until you feel confident taking a different tactic than your usual one. Speaking of your friends, here's one now. Ashley. You're gonna stream it and just be a bastard on purpose. Yeah, mega gutsy runs are fun. You really throw yourself into everything. Cool. Yeah, we got like, that's one of our, that's like a runner-up. Yes, I am recalling now that punching Deco in the face was a gutsy personality point option. But yeah, no, that does sound really good. Oh my gosh, have I got news for you! Ashley rushes over to my side and sweeps me up in a hug, somehow delicately crushing me into her. It's nice to feel her warmth cocooning me. I gently push myself away to peer at her smiling face, eagerly awaiting the word. Well, the suspense is killing me. Is it good news or bad news? Please tell me it's good news. Juniper and Percy did it! They befriended a little girl at Deco's. Turns out that girl is friends with Sue and got the deets from her. To think Sue has actual friends. What are the chances? So, we for sure know where their secret hideout is, and you'll never believe this. Ashley looks around briefly, making sure there are no other prying ears, and leans in. Her hushed words tickle my ears. We know her real name. It's Tsunami. Oh, duh. Oh my god. Of course they're related. Holy cow. And it's another play on words. Cherry on top. Oh, okay. Yep. Yes, that devilish little emote. Okay, so this is gonna be even more interesting. Yeah, yeah, you got it. You got it, Biango. Deco Nami. Don't know exactly how they're related, but they're in there. We're so focused on the fun, it was all that registered first. Yeah. It's a fitting name. It is a very fitting name. And it does now make a lot more sense that, you know, everyone else in the Ghost Monsters plays on Pac-Man, and then there's Sue. I jolt back, stunned. Whew. Sue? Nami? We'd been assuming all along that the ghost monsters were guns for hire, paid off by Dekonami to ruin our opening day. But if Sue is actually Deko's daughter... Yeah, would she ever betray her own father? I'm going to need to be very, very careful. Hopefully she hates the old bastard. I feel sorry for any kid named after an awful fun. Yeah, they're not just co-workers. They're not just lackeys for hire. They're fucking family. Can't believe you didn't see the resemblance before. I mean, you know, they've never appeared in the same panel before. Yeah, where do we go from here? I think, yeah, it has me kind of questioning, would she betray him? Hopefully she hates it. Yeah, you didn't know about picking it, but you love it. Yeah, now I bet that one is the gutsy option. And it's like, it's sorely tempting. Anything to do with Dekonami, like, after, you know, we played the polite game and then he swept in and was a complete shitfuck anyway, I've just been like, every single opportunity to just straight up tell this guy to go fuck himself, I will take. Her pants? Oh my god, yeah. No, I just, every time her sprite shows up, I'm like, that is the aesthetic. That is it, right there. Love and appreciate this aesthetic, but also, oh dear. Oh dear, yeah, I guess just have to be very careful. Yeah, because, like, we don't know if she... I mean, clearly he's planning on, like, sicking these folks on us anyway, so if we piss them off and they do it themselves, like, this is kind of our final Hail Mary. So we'll just have to be very careful. I was assuming I could sway Sue to my side through my oratory skills. I mean, I've talked my way out of countless problems to date without issue. But having Dekonami be family changes the entire picture. No amount of logic and reason is going to break through bonds of blood. I'm going to need to be very careful how I approach this. Okay, this changes everything. It's absolutely bonkers, right? I would have never guessed that, not in a million years. Libra point. Yes, we got a logic point. Somehow, we've been able to keep logic, the logical options and the gutsy options in exact lockstep through, like, this entire game. This makes things more complicated, doesn't it? How are we supposed to convince her now that they're family? How are we supposed to convince her now that we know they're family? Blood is thicker than water. Well, we'll just have to make our water real thick, like a slushy. I know you'll think of something, Roxy. And when you do, I want to be there, right alongside you, the whole time. I never want you to leave my side. I'll start stitching us together then. But if you're with me, there's a chance you could get hurt. Ooh. They couldn't keep a secret for long. Yeah, I when they started being coy with it, I was like, I was thinking, okay, so this is gonna be probably revealed when they are doing the final confrontation. They'll use it as like a gotcha, or something. But yeah, knowing it way ahead of time does change everything. Stitched together. You like that one? I kind of like that one too. We haven't picked many of the like quirky options, but I do really like that. The flamingo belt buckle. Of course, we gotta, you know, gotta rep the Funplex mascot, RIP. Bird is the word. Heck yeah. That's such a cute little guy. Stitched together is fine. Alright, I'll start stitching us together then. I need to borrow a few of your sewing needles. I'll suture us together so you can't leave my side. Oh, Roxy, your jokes always make me laugh. That's possibly the most adorable, albeit a tad creepy thing anyone has ever said to me. But I understand what you're trying to say. Together. We're in this together. You and I. Forever. Forever. Ugh. All this mushy stuff is fantastic, but maybe we should save it for afterwards. What's the plan, anyway? Iris told me I'd only get one chance at this. That I need to go with whatever I do best. But if I talk this through with someone, maybe I can learn a different path. Primist Skeletron. Welcome, welcome. It's already New Year's Eve in Ireland, so happy New Year's Eve. Yes, happy New Year's Eve. I guess it's technically also New Year's Eve over here in Ontario, Canada. Although we're only 45 minutes into it. But yes. Happy New Year's. Good God. Oh. 5 a.m., so you're not much further. I see. But yes. Just wake up ungodly late. Same! So does this mean that you are tuning in having, at the end of your day, having not yet gone to sleep? Because I have been going to bed at 5 in the morning a lot of the time lately. I'm starting school soon. I should fix that. Yep. Well, welcome. You are among folks of a similar sleep schedule. Yeah. I have also been on a similar sleep schedule, but yes. Welcome, welcome. We are marching forward to the grand finale of Arcade Spirits. I don't have a concrete one yet. I'm open to ideas. How would you handle this? Sue's a colorful girl. She's got spunk and she's got sass. I think you should play those strengths and joke around with her. Maybe if we match up her antics with ours, we just might best her at her own silly game. Fight mischievous cybercriminals with more mischief. Or Sue likes games not being the butt of her game. There's got to be a better way. Hitting enter like, yeah. Most your grandparents. Oh yes, granddad's. That's neat. Yeah. I think my dad's side of the family is like, I don't know, some sort of mashup of countries from the British Isles. I have no fucking clue. Just, you know, white basically. That's my dad's side. Vaguely from that area. Yes, fight mischievous cybercriminals with more mischief, or Sue likes games not being the butt of her game. I kind of feel that. Sue likes games, but if you put her at the butt of the game, she's not going to take too kindly to it, I feel. Actually, these are weird. So, unless there's any strong opinions otherwise, I shall take a sip of water, and then we shall continue on. You like second one too? Sweet. Closest equivalent, because that's how Christian it is. Sue likes games, not being the butt of her game. There's got to be a better way. I'm not sure leaving it up to Jess and Japes is the best way to tackle Sue. While she seems to like fun and games, she's a very real threat to Cyberslop HD 2.8 Cafe. I just know what I know, but one thing's for sure. I trust your opinion on this. Ashley takes my hands in hers as her jovial manner ends on a serious note. She looks assuredly into my eyes. I will follow you into the depths of hell. Hopefully this hideout isn't located in some sort of fiery depths, but I appreciate the sentiment.
Thank you.
And I appreciate everything you've done for me. Ashley closes the distance between us and our lips touch. It's a long, passionate kiss, one I never want to end. But I know it must. Ashley pulls back, her cheeks flushed as her hair playfully falls in front of her face. I know there's stuff you gotta do before you go, so I won't stall you any longer. I believe in you. We all do. She places one more sweet, quick kiss upon my lips and leaves. Well, this is it. Either we sort this mess out, or Cyberslop HD 2.8 Cafe crashes and burns. Or I get, killed. I guess that's always an option, considering we're about to go confront a street gang that indirectly got me shot in the first place. I don't even want to consider the possibility of death. I am immortal until proven otherwise. But, well, if this is the end, I should probably have some words with my friends before I march towards doom. if only to get their opinion on how I should approach Sue. Grabbing my crutches, I thump swing my way out to the arcade proper to track down some folks. Okay. Let's see. I've already talked with Ashley. Who else do I want to talk to before we leave? Or you can say I'm ready to leave. Okay, so we can talk with everyone. A bullet never strikes the same body part twice, as they say. Curious. Who do we... Oh, choices. I feel like we likely will have the opportunity to talk to everyone and not just like a finite number. Oh, I just don't know who to talk to first. Oh, lightning never strikes the same place twice. Of course. Oh my god. But Queen Bee is our second, right? Percy. Yeah, Queen Bee is our second. We got some love for Percy. Let's do, yeah, we'll do Percy, Queen Bee. That's our first orders of business. Percy. I think I spot Percy sitting in the restaurant area. Yep, there he is, munching from a bowl of pretzels and watching some fighting game tourney on the sports channel.
Hello.
Ah, Roxy, you've heard the news then? That our arch enemy is the father of our second arch enemy? Yep.
Rather unfortunate.
Unpleasant business, that. Simply unpleasant. I wish I could offer you boundless enthusiasm and a show of confidence, but this whole situation's gotten rather out of hand, hasn't it? As a matter of investment, my advice at this stage would be to cash out while you still can. I mean, I know that you won't, but that's what I'd suggest. Life is short, take it from me. Best to make the most of what you have than lose it all. So, apologies for my inability to offer a pep talk. Afraid I'm rather melancholy today. It's okay, Percy. I'll take care of this little problem we're facing. Then I'll hold out hope. I'm not certain as to how you'll do this, but I'll hold out hope nevertheless. Well, how would you do it, if you were willing to give it a go? Tricky. I don't know how effective it would be, but I'd try to approach as a friend, connect with Sue on an individual level. I know it's going to be difficult, mind you. She's young, she's got something to prove, she has friends she needs to impress. Digging through all of that to get to her heart, well, you've got your work cut out for you, yes? I like that. I kind of like that option. I also feel like it is the kindly one, so that makes sense. But, yeah. Just reach into that heart and pull out the humanity. Yeah. I also greatly appreciate that as, like, a person who works with teenagers. No, any strong opinions otherwise, or I shall continue after I have a drink of water. Won't be easy, but I think I could do it. I've been considering taking a gentler approach, yeah. Thanks for the advice, Percy. Anytime, love. No matter what, if this turns violent again, you should take the better part of valor and run for it. I feel like you can pick one of the character suggestions, and not sure is return to the personal menu. Yeah, these scenes let you scoop final identity points if you want to change your top score and earn final relationship points. Sounds good. Not sure as if you don't want to build it. Yeah, I mean, we're pretty well set, I think. We'll probably end up saying not sure to everybody else, but I still would like to speak with everyone. Because the dialogue in this game is excellent and very enjoyable. You've got your youth and your health. Take it from someone sitting in the Reaper's waiting room. There's no sense hastening that meeting. He always seems to joke about his own short lifespan, even if he's the only one who seems capable of laughing at it. Maybe I should really try to talk to him about this. Look, Percy, about your condition. We love you, we want you to be happy and healthy. Can nothing really be done? There's always options. Have you truly exhausted all of them? Can I donate my heart? If so, I'll go get a pocket knife and sort this out. You're too awesome to just fade away. You need to stand up to this. I don't know about this one. I find myself leaning towards the, like, quirky, jokey option again, just because I have some experience with a situation of, oh god, what's my body doing? I don't know. And, you know, folks pushing, like, have you really tried everything? Are you super sure? Doesn't always hit well. For me at least. Kind of brings back, like, the feelings of frustration of, like, yes, I'm trying everything. I swear. I want it to be working too. You like quirky too? I think I'm gonna maybe scooch that way then. That's where my heart's sitting. Because as much as I want to be like, we love you. But, I mean, when, you know, when you tried it all, you tried it all. Right? Can I donate my heart? If so, I'll go get a pocket knife and sort this out. You know, if you need a new ticker, I can always tear mine out of my chest and give it to you. I'm supposedly already dead for considering confronting Sue, after all. I know you said time and time again that there's nothing you can do about your death sentence, but seriously, dude, nothing? Nothing at all? He does seem to chuckle a bit at my suggestion, but when I push him hard on his options, he pauses before replying. Well, I suppose it's not like no stone's gone unturned. There are some options. I just don't see the point of taking them. It seems a waste. I'm not all that you seem to think I am. Not compared to... So you're saying there are options that could save you? Could. Maybe. Possibly. And I may consider them. Perhaps. Y'all, if it's out there, you know, like we've already established, money is no object to you. Go for it. From throwing a stick for cute robot dog to catch in a stream. That sucks, bruising your finger. That sucks, but that is a good, I think that's a pretty good reason for having that happen. Oh, and Steam VR. I read that incorrectly. Steam VR. Aw. Should have pushed him harder, clearly sarcastic. Yeah. Yeah, he seems to have some insecurities. I mean, yeah, admittedly, I think Percy's the one that we talk to the least. Wow. We really not... No. It's weird that the points are so low for Gavin, because I think we did interact with Gavin more, just like in general. Yeah, I think we did kind of talk to Percy at least. You'll learn why he's hesitant when you play his romance route. I see. Makes sense. Yeah, you know, We've not spent so much time with Percy that we would be privy to such private information. But our focus tonight should be on you, not me. Don't let my situation weigh on your mind, not at this critical moment. I'll hear no more of it. Understood? Or understand? Fine.
Lovely.
Now go out there and do right by your friends. Save Cyberslop HD 2.8 Cafe. I've decided to hold out hope after all. Lovely, isn't it? Who else? Okay, so there was a request for Queen Bee. Or, you know, Queen Bee is, you know, our secondary. It's like actually all the way up here. And then our second place is like, whoa, like under halfway full in their bar. Obviously, Queen Bee is playing Fist of Discomfort, right? I make my way to the Fist of Discomfort cabinet, and I'm in no way surprised to see her playing. Although this time it's without the fancy Reagan camera setup. It's just her.
Come on!
Ugh, I fucking hate playing against the AI. It's no challenge at all. I could do this with my fucking eyes closed. Hey kid, jump in here and be my opponent. I know better than to do that, Queen Bee. You would pulverize me inside and out, and I'd be nothing but a human flesh puddle by the end. Yeah, if you're looking for better competition than the AI, I don't think that someone who has minimal experience is going to be your best opponent. Sort of like how you're going to take down the Deco family. Huh? Queen Bee deftly hits a button combination, which officially takes out her AI enemy. Removing herself from the cabinet, she pulls at her jacket, straightening it out. I'm imagining you going into Sue's hideout, kicking down the front door, guns a-blazing, yelling at the top of your lungs, and challenging Sue to one final showdown. Oh dear. What do you think? I think you've been talking too much with Ashley. Her imagination is rubbing off on you. Oh yeah, maybe like a third Queen Bee's bar. Yeah. Listen, Sue's a gamer, and we know she's got a bit of a competitive streak, right? Be confident and throw down your best shit talk. She won't be able to fight against it. She'll easily see we're superior to Daddy Dearest. I don't think we should scream at them. Sounds gutsy? This is likely the gutsy option, indeed. Yeah, both, really. I'll show Sue my first fruit Moxie and take her down. I don't think Sue would appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think Sue would appreciate that. I feel like further enraging her is antithetical to our goal at the moment. As much as I'd like to, Sue doesn't like the spotlight being taken from her. I think there's a better way to handle this. You might be right. No matter how you decide to take Sue out, as one of the 4 heavenly kings, I endorse you. In fact, I wouldn't have furthered my career as a pro gamer if it wasn't for you. When you first showed up with the Funplex, I thought you were going to be easy fodder for me to crush beneath my heels. This is supposed to make me feel better? Hold on a minute, kid. Let me finish. But as I got to know you, you aren't just another fan. You are a true friend. Sometimes when I'm frustrated, I look to you for inspiration. Me? But I'm just Roxy.
Not bad.
Yeah, shit, right? Watching you overcome your fears and fight for Cyberslop HD 2.8 Cafe, it makes my soul burn. It makes me realize I can overcome anything too. Even my most hardcore battles. So when you go in there tonight, don't have any doubt. You're a fucking badass person. And an even more badass friend. Oh, she blushing. Cute. I am fucking awesome. I cherish you as a friend too. Now to convince Sue that I'm badass, there will always be doubts, even if I'm awesome. I want to say that we cherish her as a friend too, because Queen Bee does not do these touchy-feely moments. But like, we got her. We got her. She's doing it. Right now. Yeah. Got him. Thoughts and concerns? Thoughts and onions? Shall we move forward on seeing how far we can extend this rare touchy-feely moment with Miss Queen Bee? Yeah. I cherish you as a friend too. Queen Bee, I'm so happy to have you as a friend. You show me the wild side of tournaments and victories combined with a whole lot of swears. I've never had the chance to experience that if not for you. Ugh, you are too sweet, kid. I'm glad you got to see what it's like to be an esports superstar. But seriously, you're the superstar. Ah. Okay, I can't handle any more of this mushy friendship talk. Yeah, had a feeling that was coming. It's gonna ruin my reputation as the most radical person here, and we can't have that. I don't think anyone believes you are less than radical.
Hey, thanks.
Cue the voice clip and everything. Thanks, kid. Now go do your thing. Oh, and don't forget to kill him dead tonight. As I'm about to retort, she beats me to it. I meant that literally, not figuratively. Duh! Oh, excellent. Who else do I want to talk to before we leave? Naomi, Gavin, Teo, Juniper are the 4 options. Anyone else have favorites that they would like to see first? I got a fellow in mind that I am looking forward to the conversation with, but audience choice if any of you have strong leanings. Juniper? Ooh, that is a very enthusiastic lean towards Juniper. You got it. And Corencio, if you got anyone in mind as well, we'll hit him up next. Juniper. Juniper's grabbing some dinner at the moment. I've never seen someone angrily eat hot wings before, but somehow she manages it.
Come on.
Oh, this whole situation is total poop butts. She lets out a heavy sigh as I approach.
That sucks.
You just dug yourself out of the hole your life had become, and now you're gonna lose another arcade? It sucks. Seriously sucks. Wow, thanks for the vote of confidence. Cyberslop HD 2.8 Cafe isn't lost yet. But it's not like you have a total plan for how to save it yet, right? Other than, go talk to someone who may or may not help. Honestly, that's about as much of a plan as I ever have, and right now, it's as good of a plan as we're gonna get. If you were going to my place, how would you handle this? Well, I guess there's 2 tricks I'd try. One, she's a teenager, right? A rebel to the core. Be a rebel, a dissident, a class clown. Connect with her on that level and make her feel you're wild too. 2, she's a teenager, right? I remember being young and totally stupid. Let her make a mistake and then outthink her. Keep calm and use that to react to her moves. I guess they're wildly different ideas, but hey, one of them will work, right? A rebel without a cause, or I could outthink her, sure. Rebel girl. Yeah. Oh, while we're paused for a moment, yeah, if there's any other requests from anyone in the chat of who to do next, just shout them out. If there's no shouts before we wrap up Juniper, then Naomi. Alright, Naomi is next then. So we'll do Naomi, Yes, 2 Flower or Permissive Skeletron, if either of you have any preferences or particular conversations here that you really love and would like to see take priority, feel free to shout out. We'll do Naomi next then, and then what do we have left? Gavin, Teo. Is that it? No. Yes? Maybe? Yeah? Oh. I would think seems more. Oh yes, for this decision, I think that this is an option that we could also pull off pretty well with logic points. But yeah, we'll probably end up going for the kindly anyway. We'll see. Gotta go to bed. All right. Well, have a good sleep. And thank you so much for stopping by. Really appreciate you can make the time and come hang out for a bit. And yes, have a lovely rest of your week as well. Okay, we're gonna go with outthinking, I do believe. I could outthink her, sure. When it comes to strategy, I've got more experience under my belt than she'd have. I can outthink her, should it come to that. Exactly.
Definitely.
You know, I'm proud of you. You've come so far from the Nitram family curse days, when you'd blame all your misfortunes on fickle fate. Instead, you're diving in and trying to strangle fate with its own strings. And I want you to know, win or lose, I'll still be here.
BFFs for life.
I'm your best friend, arcade or no arcade. And even if you lose this place, you'll always have a home. I'll make you pizza bagels and give you a shoulder to cry on. Yeah, that's my immediate thought too. If I ever see another pizza bagel, after all, and all the cartoons I can watch too. You're my best friend too, and it will never change. I haven't lost yet, and I do not intend to. I'm like feeling extra mushy tonight. I'm feeling like leaning into this mood in particular. Are y'all feeling it too? 'Cause that's how I'm kind of leaning at the moment. Speak now, forever hold your peace. Hun. Yeah. You're my best friend too, and that will never change. Thank you, Juniper. Your support means a lot to me. You're my best friend forever. My BFF, and that will never change. Aw, you're making me blush, you big goof. You do like cartoons with the sappy stuff. Okay, I'm sufficiently cheered up, thanks to your infectious spirit. Now get out there and let him have it, Tiger. Okay. Oh yeah, it is just Gavin and Teo after that. Okay, Naomi. Naomi would be in her workshop, no doubt. I should check in with her and see how she feels about all this. Looks like she's happily tinkering with some old 1980s arcade circuit board. Hey, Naomi. Hey, Roxy, good to see you. I remember when I first met her, she'd jump in surprise if I approach her like this. Seems those days are over. Now I'm greeted with a warm smile. Listen, I'm heading out to talk to Sue soon, so I just wanted to talk a bit before I go.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure you'll do great. In all the time I've known you, you've been terrific with people. Better than I've ever been, at least. If anybody can sway her to our side, it's you. I mean, look at all this. She gestures arms wide to her surroundings. What, your workshop? No, I mean Cyberslop HD 2.8 Cafe itself. Look at everything you've built. And how'd you do it? By talking to people, helping them understand your dream. You get what I mean, right? By being who you are, you can make miracles happen. It's just me, Naomi, an ordinary person with a big heart. All I do is speak honestly, and it seems to work. I'm pretty awesome, aren't I? Or yes, so soon on see Deco as the master of the arcade world. I like the second one. Just being like, y'all, I'm just out here speaking from the heart. Whatever. But, thoughts and feelings on this particular choice, or I shall continue moving once I am done having some water. Seems good. Seems good. You like the first one? Well, if there is strong preference, we can bend that way. Whoop. Oh my god, right-clicking makes the UI go away. What? Oh my god, we played how many fucking hours of this game and didn't realize that? Or like accidentally right-click or whatever? One and two both work. Yeah, I feel like this is gonna be the one that'll give us the kindly points anyway. All I do is speak honestly. It seems to work. Oh, that was the logical one. Okay. Interesting. Making these alternate choices, the balance is actually tipping a little bit. But I think we're probably gonna keep it with, keep it kindly. I think that's overselling me a bit much. All I do is speak honestly and speak true. I'm clear with how I feel, and that seems to get the job done. You gotta start over now. Every screen without text, yes. The question is whether or not a steady hand will be enough to convince Sue. I'm not a miracle worker. Now, what does pressing H do? Yeah, I remember H doing the same thing at some point, I think. I remember removing the UI to see some other stuff before, and I was like, how did I do it then? Okay, I'm gonna stop flickering it now, but yeah. Definitely reasonable. The question is whether or not a steady hand will be enough to convince Sue. I'm not a miracle worker. You don't have to be a miracle worker to be a solid worker and someone who makes things happen. Don't be so humble that you downplay your own accomplishments, Roxy. I know what it's like to cut yourself down a peg, scared of being too proud. It's easy to fall into that trap. So when I say you're a great person, take the compliment. Okay, then. So how do you think I should approach Sue? Well, if it was me... I'm not happy with how they ruined our opening day. Honestly, I'm downright miffed about it. I'd probably go at him with a fireball, because I'm downright fierce. But I know that probably wouldn't work. Taking the high road is the better path. You got a steep hill to climb here, making her flip on not only a partner in crime, but on her family. So you're gonna have to try to understand her heart. She keeps saying she likes our arcade. Play into that. Be kind, understanding, and empathetic. Hell yeah. That's kind of where we're going, eh? I feel like that's where we're going. I feel like I'm safe to just say hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, I'll consider playing nice. Challenging her ego and insulting her is definitely not going to work. Playing nice makes sense, you're right. I'll consider it. Believe me, I kinda want to kick her teeth in. But I know that's wrong. Even if we're never friends, we have to at least try to understand her. I better get back to work. These replacement ROMs aren't gonna socket themselves. Even if the arcade ends up closing down? I'm deciding to be optimistic. You can do it, Roxy. Best of luck. Oh, hey, mind if I ask your opinion on something? Okay. Sure, what's up? What do you think of Gavin? Like, I mean, I know he's a money-grubbing, prize game-loving stick in the mud, but Well, ever since Cyberslop HD 2.8 Cafe and all of us working together, I don't know, maybe he's softened up a bit. I think you're a good influence on him. Oh my god, are they rivals to loversing Naomi and Gavin? I mean, they were never really rivals in the first place, but they were at each other's throats a fair bit, disagreeing on a number of things earlier on. Do you think he's the kind of person to put old arguments aside and, like, No, we've got to stay focused. We need to save the arcade. Forget I brought it up. After offering a brief hug of support, Naomi returns to her work. Go for it, Naomi! Do it! Who else to talk before we leave? Well, I really want to talk to Teo. I've been looking forward to Teo this whole time. So I'm going to say, putting my foot down. We're doing Teo next. And then we'll finish off with Gavin. There's one place I just know I'm going to find Teo. And when I get there, he's already on stage, grooving to the beat. It's exactly like the day I first encountered Teo. Not a care in the world besides the BPMs and the flashing lights surrounding him. Never skip a day, do you? Even when impending doom is nigh? Even when we're about to go head-to-head with Sue? And I think I may have missed a couple days when I got the flu once. But seriously, just thinking about you facing off against Deco's daughter worried me the heck out. That's why I hopped on Showtime stage, to kill that anxiety. Dancing's a good way to clear the mind and work off any stress. Teo wipes the sweat from his brow as he hops down from the cabinet to join me on the arcade floor. Teo's carefree nature sheds, and he looks me dead in the eyes. Roxy, you don't realize how you've impacted us all, do you? I know it may not seem like it, but all of us have been impacted by what you've done for us and for our arcades.
Thank you.
We're all super grateful. Oh, Teo, everyone's getting mushy. I mean, it's the end of the game, it makes sense, but like, ah. Especially me and my crew. You helped me grow my community of dancers and kept us from harm. Even when we tend to break the fire codes. I feel like you took the charge for that. I just provided the place for you all to play Showtime stage. Exactly. Without you, my crew, no. Me, I wouldn't have been able to grow without your guidance. You've taught me so much. Since I met you, you've shown that it's possible to care for others and take care of your own needs. And for that, I'm truly honored to be your friend. Oh, he's blushing. Y'all, got that Care Bear stare. Okay, so that's the funny one. Call me Caring Nurse Nitram? Is that the... Which one is supposed to be the funny one? What? Because I think both of them would qualify. How could I not care for my friends? Can't care for others if you don't care for yourself. I think that last one is the, like, logical answer. But how could I not care for my friends? Is the kindly one. Thoughts and opinions on this one. How we feeling? It's cute as hell. All of these conversations have been cute as hell. Love this shit. Ugh. How could I not care, perhaps? Yeah. Yeah, we'll go with that one. How could I not care for my friends? Friends are so important to me. Through the Funplex, I've made such close ones, too. I can't wait to see what the future holds for all of us. Without my friends, I'd be lost. And we'd be lost without you, Roxy. Lost in a sea of beeps and boops. I smile at Teo. He's always got a way to bring up the mood. Right now, I could use that brightness. Your words are comforting. But Teo, with you and everyone else counting on me, maybe I should get on the stage and dance. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't stressed. And you have every right to be. You have to find a way to convince Sue to join our side. I don't envy you right now, Roxy, not one bit. Yeah, rallying spirits for the final boss, or if you're like metagaming it, this is your opportunity to tip the scales towards like a different ending or a different option, right? Because it's like a rapid fire run of different personality points, different ways to earn relationship points with people as well. By the way, how are you gonna do that? What's the plan? I'm still trying to figure that out exactly. What would you do if you were me? You never metagame. I don't really either. Unless, like, there's certain games that, you know, if I'm, like, going for, like, Steam achievements, but I don't know, I've mainly only done that with, like, Hive Swap. I still need to do that for Act 2, actually. There's a lot to explore there still. Or, like, I guess one could say that I metagame Animal Crossing a little bit, but, like, not really. Like, I've been deliberately not trying to, like, fill my whole encyclopedias in the first year, not looking at any of that kind of data of what to catch where and when, and making sure I catch everything. Or, you know, I do look up some stuff about seasonal recipes to make sure that I'm actually getting everything. But, only for achievements. Yeah. Teo takes a minute to really think it over. Sue's still a teenager, right? Very much so. And what do teenagers do best? Rebel? Precisely. And how do they rebel? By doing what they want when they want. They're all about having fun. Appeal to her sense of adventure and mischief. You're sure to convince her if you act as childish as she will. Nah. We've had this approach from a couple other people. Sue may be young, but she's hardly a child. True. This isn't like a game of hide and seek. She's smarter and wilder than that. Being silly isn't going to do me any favors on winning her favor. You always know best, Roxy. No matter what happens in there, Mateo and his wily crew of dancers has always got your back. You're part of our community, after all, and a bond like that never dies. Thanks for always believing in me. No problem, my friend. Now go out there and show him your moves. Thanks, Teo. I love you. Okay. Last conversation, Gavin. And we are already like half an hour over time. So we're going to do Gavin, and then we're going to save and quit and do that confrontation stream next week. So if you would like to see the grand finale, the final confrontation and how that goes, you will have to return. Or just wait for it to be posted on YouTube. But if you want to be there or be square, that'll be next week's Arcade Spirits, the grand finale. But yes, for now we're going to talk to Gavin and sign off for the day. Gavin! I find Gavin looming large over the arcade floor, behind the ticket desk. Seems he was expecting me. Oh, next year? Oh. Yeah, we gotta wait until next year. So, our complications have developed complications. Seems to be the case. And you'd like my advice on the matter. Seems to be the case. Be clear with Sue. Be honest, and be ready to rise to whatever challenge she poses to you.
Perhaps.
If you let her make the first move, you can counter-move through improvisation. I know you're talented at it. Use that talent to let her set up her own traps and step in them. Treat her with respect, but in the end, she's just a kid. You can outthink a teenager, I'd like to believe.
Take this matter seriously.
If you take this situation seriously and approach with a clear mind, I've no doubt you'll win the day. Agreed? Yeah, I mean, you know, I feel like a combination of the kindly and logical approach is probably, you know, I mean, like, very, very biased, because that's kind of how I try to approach things in the literal, actual, real world. You know, kindness, empathy, logical reasoning. But, yeah, I can give this a shot. I'm thinking. I'm not, hearing any loud, angry objections from the chat. So I'm gonna say I can keep a cool head and let her make the first move. Kind and smart is a great approach to life. I feel that way too. Sounds about right. Go in ready to form a strategy based on the conditions on the ground, and then play out that strategy with a calm hand. Precisely the way I'd handle it. You know, when you first came to the Funplex, I had serious doubts about you. I'd assumed you'd just fill a seat and do the low-level labor while I focused on higher-order management tasks. So I've largely kept my distance, or tried to, at least, out of professional respect. But I can't help but have come to know you over the time we've spent together. You're not a minimum wage trainee any longer. You've taken opportunity and run with it, developing not only the Funplex, but a whole new arcade as well. I know we're facing a difficult challenge. I'm not going to blindly assume everything will just be fine either.
Certain.
But I know that if this is possible, if we can stave off bankruptcy, you will be capable of doing it. Thank you, Gavin. Your respect means a lot to me. And if not, I can always sell my vital organs. If you were doing a terrific job before I came along too. We'll beat this problem and every one that comes after. Gavin is being so sweet. Gavin is a sweetie. But he's also the character that most embodies the logical trait. So that's why sometimes you can come across as like when we were trying to get the arcades from Hamza, and he was like, okay, we have to be very careful about this, da, da, da. Doesn't matter if this one's Naomi's dream, I don't think it's going to do business well. But yeah, he's a sweetie. I kind of think that all of these are great, actually. Honestly, I like all of them. Yeah. Are any strong leanings from chat? Because I love all of them, honestly. This is a tough one. Oh my god, is this going to be the one that we have to fucking roll for? Because there always has to be one. But actually, you know, we've been doing okay the last few streams. Not too many dice being thrown. But I think this might break that streak. If there's no feedback or strong leanings from y'all, that might break that streak. I might have to pull down my D4 and see which one to pick. But we must. Sometimes it's overly logical stuff. Respect? Respect. We must roll at least one dice. Yeah. Okay, so are y'all leaning towards then just letting the fate of the roll decide which option? Because, yeah, they're all fitting. You like your respect means a lot to me? Alright, we'll head in that direction then. Thank you, Gavin. Your respect means a lot to me. Logic choice. How close is that getting? Just out of curiosity. It's crawling up. Crawling up there, but nowhere near the kindly. That's still gonna be our ending. Thank you, Gavin. I'm glad I've earned your respect. I worked hard to get all of us where we are today, and I don't intend to let any of you down. Of that, I have no doubt. Oh, an aside. That also gave us some time to get some more points with Gavin, because we were looking at it earlier and being like, damn, why don't we have so few points with Gavin? Got him. All that remains for me is to wish you best in your efforts tonight. Do Cyberslop HD 2.8 Cafe proud. Do all of us proud. We're all counting on you, Naomi especially. I swore to protect her dream once, even if I've been inadequate at the task, unable to truly understand her heart. I hope she can forgive me for my earlier mistakes now that we're all pulling together for Cyberslop HD 2.8 Cafe. I must admit a fondness. I had a feeling that it was gonna come up with Yavin too. Have you told her that? Well, no, but perhaps I should. Oh, that's a sneaky look on your face. Oh no, wait, he blushing. Never mind. I don't know. He's doing a little side glance. But, yeah, he's a little embarrassed because he caught feelings. Oh no, how terrible. They're totally setting it up. Yes. It's cute. It is cute. I hope we get to see the end results of this setup. Not that I mean to distract you, as you were. Didn't happen in your run because you were dating Naomi. Ah, yeah. Who else do I want to talk to before we leave? There's nobody left. That. We'll save there. And that is Arcade Spirits for today. Oh! One last go. The grand finale of Arcade Spirits next Wednesday. January something? 6th. It's the 6th, right? No, wait. I have a 2021 agenda now. No, it's the 8th. The 6th is a Monday. No, wait, I'm looking at a 2020 calendar. God, it's... fucking hell. It is the 6th. I was correct in the first place. God. Because it's like, you know how some agendas, you open up the front of them, and they've got, like... just, like... tiny number gridlays of, like, a few years. Like, the one that I have, I'm looking, it's got, like, 2020, all the months, and, like, you know, little mini... running the numbers. 2021, and then it's got 2022 underneath it, which I don't even want to fucking think about. But I was looking at the 2020 calendar at the top, and I was like, huh? But no, the 6th, January the 6th, I was correct in the first fucking place. January 6th, Arcade Spirits, the grand finale. I'm really excited for how this confrontation is gonna go down. Ha ha ha. Yes. New Year's resolution? Art trades. Oh, true. Yes, looking forward to that. We got Arcade Spirits grand finale on the 6th. The week after that, we're gonna do a Sims 3 feat Goose stream. A little buffer. A little palate cleanser. Goofing around to get us ready for Sonic Adventure DX, which I said I announced that I was intending to stream approximately 6 months ago. By the time I get around to it, I might be closer to the 7-month mark. So, sincerest apologies for the wait. I did not intend to string people along with that one, but it is fucking happening. I did not say that for nothing. It is happening. You're excited, Sonic? Yeah, boy. Sonic. The Steam Summer Sale had a whole fuckload of Sonic games on sale for like $1, $2, less than $1. So it was actually my older brother who convinced me. Oh my god, you have to buy these and stream these, and I was like, okay. Y'all are gonna see what it looks like when I play video games that actually require you to have hand-eye coordination. So that's gonna be an interesting trip. But yes, that is next up on the bonus stream docket. Sonic Adventure DX, followed by Sonic Adventure 2. After that, maybe Extreme Meat Punks Part 2, or Extreme Meat Punks 2. Maybe another option. We'll have to see how things are going when we actually reach that point. But yes, we're heading into quite the adventure. Ho, ho, ho. But yes, anyhow, that's all for tonight. Oh yes, and of course Homestuck reread streams are continuing every weekend. Because, yeah, given that Homestuck Squared is on hiatus for the month of January, we got those Homestuck reread streams hitting it home every weekend. Stuck at home. Look forward to my thinking on my feet reactions. Oh, well, you know. I do tend to lean more towards games that give you a little more thinking time than games that require you to be fast. So this is gonna be... we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. It'll be a fun experiment, at the very least, for sure. It will be good times indeed. That's why it'll be fun. Oh, goodness. Okay, I'm gonna sign off. I am going to go have the fucking peanut butter and jelly sandwich that I've been wanting since, like, I don't know, fucking like 9:30 or 10 or whenever, when we was playing fucking Stardew Valley. Yes. Indeed. Okay. Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out with me tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure to have y'all. Once again, shout out to Two Flower. Thank you so much for stopping by again. Yes, for this final grand moment, or the beginning of our final grand moment. Yes, thanks so much for stopping by. Indeed. Off I go. Have a lovely rest of your day, whatever you may be getting up to. Fingers crossed, I will be seeing y'all right back around here for Homestuck Reread over the weekend, or for the grand finale of Arcade Spirits next Wednesday. Happy New Year. I hope that you are, able to celebrate as you see fit within the restrictions of the pandemic, of course. Because I know that tomorrow, technically today, is the big day. The next time that I speak with you all, it will be January 1st, 2021. Oh, fuck. Okay. 30-second existential crises every time it's New Year. Every time it's mentioned. Okay. Saturday, but unsure about Friday. It's all good. Yes, okay. That is today. Happy New Year, and I hope I'll see you back for more shenanigans. And good night.